Hey yo, what is going on guys, and welcome back to a new video on my channel. And today we are back for another round of PSGL Season 34 highlights. We are in COTA, and if you have missed it, we were live yesterday on my Twitch channel, Wednesday every week on 8 PM CEST, so I think it's 7 PM UK time. We are racing, qualifying and 50% race, full quali, 50% race, around whatever track is on the calendar for that event. So next week is gonna be Sanford, home track for Jarno Oppmer, and yeah, so we are here in COTA at the moment. Q1, we had no experience in any wet driving at all, like literally zero. None of us. Well, none of us Mercedes drivers. So we didn't have a setup, we didn't have any idea what we were doing, we were just trying to adapt. And well, so you can see Jarno and I, we are struggling. I'm currently out of Q1, Jarno is currently P20 because he didn't set a lap yet. And yeah, so here we go for an eventful first session of this qualifying in PSGL round number 2. And to be honest guys, I was actually struggling a lot here. Like I was trying to, I think in this one I still haven't changed the setup, and the second quali I adapted it just because I wanted to make sure I don't snap the rear as much. It's really easy to lock the rears, like really easy, but we make it to P8 with a 44.8, and we are through to Q number 2, and Danny is P2. Jarno didn't make it, unfortunately. He only finished P19, and our first lap in Q2 was actually not too bad, which puts us in the end P6 on old tires. So we need to make it into the top 10, but the track is drying up. There's no rain anymore, and it was one sketchy qualifying. Guys, this was really weird. We had no rain anymore, and it still took forever to dry up or even like show any sign of track evolution, improvement in any form. There were so many cars driving, it was really strange. So yeah, the inters were still the way to go. No chance of driving in softs in these conditions, but we are currently improving, which is good. So Lucas, that's the fastest lap. The McLaren driver moves up to P1. So we are just navigating our way into the beginning of the second sector, the first hairpin before the long straight, the back straight. Really important to get the traction down and not make any mistakes, because it will cost you a lot. And you could see in the top right, the lobby was super laggy. I don't know why. I think in the race it was fine, but in quali it was a big mess. So yeah, here we go. 4.5 tenths up, 2 tenths improvement on Philipp Preschneider in P8. So it's not looking too bad, but we have to see what the others can do, and if we are fast enough to get into quali 3, which is our nemesis in F1 22 and previous years. But yeah, we are slowly getting back up to pace and grip with the new physics of F1 23 compared to F1 22, and we could cross the line with a 43.08, which is 4.5 tenths off Lucas Blakely, but we finished P4, and it was really close between P2, 3, 4, 5, and a lot of other drivers. So only Lucas made a big difference here. So yeah, first lap in Q3, we only did a 42.1, which is 4.7, P7. And now on the final one, I wanted to risk something, because the softs finally got faster. Not much, but they were showing big improvement. Like the track was drying up for sure. The question was just when are the softs kicking in, and we are now risking it. But we had a driver ahead. We literally made it across the line with 1 second to go. Still enough time at least. And well, we are on the slipstream of Wilson, but we need to make sure we avoid him. So I'm not trying to take him out, of course, or go for a move in quali. If we would have needed to, sure, but there was just no need. You're all braking on the limit, so really difficult. If he makes a mistake, we would drive past, but right here we just had to sit in his dirty air, and we picked up a lot of marbles, so it didn't look too great for us. So if Wilson's gonna improve, then, and if the track is gonna be fast enough for the softs, then Wilson would be ahead of us if he doesn't get an invalidation. But you can see at the moment the track is just not dry enough. It is not looking too great for us at the moment, and we are still not improving much. And maybe in the third sector demands a lot of grip, so potentially we would be able to gain time. But yeah, it's just all a matter of ifs and what could be. Lucas with a 39.8 also on intermediate, so definitely the Inter's still faster, making our way into the third sector. And we can now see DRS enabled, so from this point onwards, usually the track is improving big time. You can see we are gaining time, and especially in this fast speed section we are gaining and gaining and gaining. Even though the tires are not in the optimal tire temp window, we are gaining big time. So if it would have been one more lap, or one lap later, 2 minutes later, the gamble could have paid off, but with this it did not.
Yeah,
and
it didn't
so
work
yeah,
out.
I tried something,
Unlucky.
it didn't pay off. Only P9 is what it is. But here we go for the race. Race start, of course, the most crucial one. We have a soft runner in front of us, medium behind us, but we get a great start for starting on the hards at the moment. Really good. We're not going down the inside like in Bahrain, because in Bahrain I did regret it. We got cut off, and so we take the outside line this time. We learned our lesson, and we actually navigate our way past the carnage ahead of us. And Wilson got cut off from that, so he got a drive-through for illegal overtakes on 3 people or 4 people, I think, because he had to avoid them off the track, which is unfortunate, but yeah, just how the game works, unfortunately. And there you see it, drive-through penalty, so 1 driver less to worry about. And we are into P7. So we lost a few positions at the start for taking it easier, but we made it. At least we regained the positions and even gained 1 position by just being smart and taking care. And you can see we have a big gap behind us. It's like 4/10, 3/10. Now the drivers are pushing a bit with the ERS, but it's still far back. I'm thinking we are in a safe space, but from behind you can see an AlphaTauri torpedoing us, and that's Otis Lawrence, pushes us off the track, and with that we get an illegal overtake, and with that Brandon has to go by, and I need to get Otis by, otherwise I get a 5-second penalty. So yeah, this was not optimal, and I was not happy with it. So changed a lot for the first stint, but in the end, can happen. This is racing. And yeah, so we're back to our starting position, which is now also being taken away from us, from the guy that kind of put us back into that spot. I mean, otherwise Brandon would have not been able to overtake us that easily. And yeah, so we're deciding to let him by, because there's no point fighting a soft runner at the moment. And with that, actually, it's now gonna be a little bit more boring. Lap 2, skipping to the next kind of event in lap 7, because we're now in a DRS train, and my first cut. And so I was struggling in this right left-hander. I was really struggling for confidence in the race. In quali it was fine, but in the race I just couldn't build it up after the intermediates. It was really rough for me to get a feeling for that. And I didn't do much race practice, maybe 3 or 4 runs, and there I get another cut, really stupid, and that already in lap 9. So within the matter of 2 laps, I'm already putting myself at risk of getting a 3-second penalty. So from now on I have to be more careful, more cautious, and just be more mindful with the way I drive. Otherwise I will definitely drop out of the points in the end, and we do not want that. So ahead in lap 11, Brandon is overtaking Otis on the softs, and yeah, it was looking rough for ERS, but everyone around us had low ERS, like Brandon flashing, Otis flashing. I think the only guy that did a better job was Alfie behind us. Otis is pitting now, and now we have to use ERS, otherwise Brandon is driving away and we are dropping out of the DRS, which is not what we want. So yeah, here we go. We made it, but only 13% ERS. Shaneka is also pitting, a few guys are pitting. I think in this lap Brandon is pitting, Alfie's pitting, and actually I think we should have probably also pit in hindsight, but you know, hindsight is always such a thing. Now we have Danny Bearsney behind us, Barry Bormont is also pitting, a lot of people are pitting. We're currently up into P2, Lucas ahead, 4.7 seconds, he's on old mediums and he's still pulling a decent gap. I think maybe he's pushing with ERS or he's actually just driving incredibly fast. But yeah, now Danny Beresney is pitting and Jarno made a great recovery drive and it's already behind us. And in this lap we are coming in, so Jarno didn't overtake us, so we can take our pit stop completely normally. And here we go. So into the pits we go for a set of fresh medium tires. And we're coming out ahead of Fabrizio Donoso, which is on hard tires, or the hard tire compound. And in lap 20 we are getting closer to the first car, which is Philippe Preschneider. So yeah, we had quite a lonely race for a while, aside from the lap 1 incidents. And we pass him without any ERS. Nice and clean move. No big troubles here. And now getting into lap 24, things are getting a little bit more interesting because now Jarno caught up with us. He pitted 2 laps later than us, so he had way fresher tires, but also had to make his way through. So he had incredible race pace, and so he goes by. And we're trying to keep up with our teammate, so he dragged us along because I was at the moment just with our tire lacking pace, and we needed to make up for it. So he's going by Jake Benham, who has a 3-second penalty. So that is already us up into P11 if we don't overtake him, but we go for a move on Jake. And this is enough to get by. And now we of course hoping that the front is bunching up a bit more chaos. There's only a few laps left and it's looking like the window for overtakes is closed. But now skipping to the final lap, there's the chaos that we were looking for. COTA is always delivering in terms of chaos in the final lap. Always ahead, there's 2 guys going side by side. I think Jarno's also making it 3 wide now to make an overtake here. Has probably enough ERS to go for a move and has more grip to outbrake their 2 cars. Going past here, and Dylan Warren and Danny are fighting. Now Barry senses there's a chance, and all of them have marbles on their tires, so I'm aware about that. So I take it a little bit easier and wait for a gap to open. We pick up a few on the right and go around the outside here. Try and hold on with Barry, and maybe we can slip through past Dylan and also Danny Beresney maybe. And we are trying to go for a move around the outside. There's still space, but yeah, we just make a little bit of contact here and get pushed off the track, so not much we can do. And then in the final corner we also break into him, but it's still enough to get at least ahead of Dylan Warren. So we finished P7 after the penalties, and this was a hectic race. So thank you all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe for more of these videos, and I will see you in the next one. Take care everyone. You're Marcel. Peace.